Hello everyone, my name is Adeesha and welcome to Learn with Adeesha. Today we are going to be doing the topic of computer science, programming in Python. Python, as it's called, based on its logo, which is a symbol of two snakes, one yellow, one blue, is one of the simplest programming languages out there and one of the most readable. Designed a couple of decades ago in the late 1900s or in the late 20th century, this programming language still remains used to this day, and it has applications in many things including game development, researching, and even artificial intelligence. So without further ado, let's get on with the basics of programming in Python. Now, here is the first video in the series, which is known as data types. Now, data is any form of information, such as the words that I'm speaking or the video that you're getting on your computer. That is still information. Information is anything that can be processed or used to do something else. Got that? Now, there are different types of data, and we need to know three main types, or a couple more than three. So, the three main types are, first of all, string, second of all, numeric or integer, and third of all is float. Now there is a fourth one, that being Boolean, but we'll get to that later. Now, first of all, the string data type. A string is any set of letters or spaces or numbers. Any alphanumeric characters can be classified as a string. For example, the set of letters and spaces, data types, or if I add a 1 and if I add a 2 here, data 2 types 1, that is still a string. So let's say a string would be comp.sci set 1. Yeah. So comp.sci set 1 would still be a string because all of these are alphanumeric, even the spaces, even the dots. Now in Python, sets are always enclosed within speech marks or quotation marks. This or this. Either one of these are okay. Next up, numeric or integer. Numeric or integer, as it says, an integer. Any integer in any part of the number line. So I could say 3 or 20 or let's say 1000. I can make it even something specific like 1257 or something like that. All of these are numeric / integer values, but we usually refer to them as integers because of how they are used in Python. In Python, you'd always denote an integer without the marks that are shown for a string, as in there are no speech marks. We would also use the function int, as in int, all simple letters, and then brackets to clarify that this is an integer, or just write the value. Alright? Now then, float. A float value is similar to an integer value but different in the way that it has a decimal point. So if I write the number 3, that would be a numeric / integer type data. But if I write 3.0 or 3.0, that would now be a float. So any decimal number is a float. But fractions, percentages and ratios are not included in float values. Either make them string values or make them numeric values. Alright? So, last but not least, we have Boolean values. Boolean values are true or false values. You know those true or false questions that you answer in school in any subject. For example, the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell, true or false? By the way, the answer to that is true. But still, coming back to the main topic, Booleans are either true or false. They cannot be both, they cannot be neither. So, true or false. The Boolean values come from the circuits inside of a computer, which I will teach you about later in another video outside of this programming series. So that is all for this video, and I will see you later. Goodbye.